Go ahead.
All right, Nathan. Our country has had a problem with the legal movement of drugs, weapons, and people across the Mexican border. What do you think should be done in the future to prevent this from happening again?
Yeah, so looking at this, like the facts and statistics of what happened is actually in the past, since 2007, it's declined.
Mm-hmm.
So the rate of illegal immigrants have declined. And usually how it goes, it peaks up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like 99% of the people coming over are good people. So I think how we should reduce what we have now, because right now we have an issue with just keeping them in like camps, I guess to say, of separating parents and children, and that's god awful. It's terrible. So I think we should reduce that and do background checks, because ultimately, even if you fly to another country, you should still have background checks, customs and stuff. So I think we should have that. But I think when they come over, it's like not as much as an issue as we think it is. So I think we just need to reduce it, but still have that background check.
Okay. Brady, what's your take on this?
Can you repeat the question?
Absolutely. Our country has had a problem with the legal movement of drugs, weapons, and people across the Mexican border. What do you think should be done in the future to prevent this from happening again?
Yeah, so it's like Nathan said, it's down 7%, and that's a good thing, but I feel like we need to strengthen what we already have with Border Patrol, the wall that is already being built, and strengthening the checkings of license, which is already happening, because we already have to send it in the mail and things like that. So it's going down, like Nathan said, but it can still be better, and that's how I feel that we can fix it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Brady. Currently, there are 1.22 million people that are unemployed. What do you suggest the solution is to this?
Yeah. So the suggestion is that we bring back jobs lost to foreign countries, like the car industries and the factory jobs that people lost over here, to bring back and give those people that don't have an opportunity and for college to have an opportunity to have a fairer life as people who go to college with those kinds of jobs. And that will raise or lower the unemployment rate.
Okay, Nathan?
So the way I believe that we should deal with this is one of the big things that would help is if we lower new employee taxes. There's a lot of it's kind of a large tax right now for employers to have. So I think it kind of turns them off from getting new employees. That should raise it. Another thing is if we lower taxes for like lower income families and raise it, then it'd be easier for them to get into situations where they can have a job. And then the other third one is lower the company's tax on having employees throughout just having them. So I think that would raise it.
Yeah. Brady, do you have anything? Do you agree with him fully, or?
I mean, I think both things can work, but in my opinion, obviously, I think mine's going to be better.
So you want to elaborate from what you said?
Sure, Kevin. By bringing back the jobs lost to foreign countries, like I said before, it'll provide jobs for people who didn't have the opportunity to go to college or have the opportunity to succeed in high school, and give them the American dream like everybody deserves in this country.
Okay.
With bringing back those jobs.
Nathan, he said the American dream. Do you agree? Do you believe that?
Yeah, so I do believe that we could bring back jobs, but specifically jobs like factory jobs. If we bring those back, the economy will kind of flip on itself, as well as they do produce a lot of just bad toxins in the air that will also give issues to more climate change and environmental issues.
Okay. So, one second, the third question. All right. So Nathan, we live in a society that is continuously advancing weaponry and technology, which means we are operating in a dangerous world. How important do you think it is that our military is strong enough to protect our interests at home and abroad?
Yeah, so I think obviously it's very important that we have a strong enough military for what happens. There is always the unknown, so I think it's good to have a strong military. And I think what we have now is we are very strong when it comes to weaponry and advances, but we are down from World War II with people. So if we can flip the money from going to the weaponry side to having more people, we will, one, have stronger ranks, as well as more jobs will go.
Brady, your take?
Can you repeat that question?
Absolutely. So we live in a society that is continuously advancing in weaponry and technology, which means we are operating in a dangerous world. How important do you think it is that our military is strong enough to protect our interests at home?
I think it's very important, because I feel like we need to strengthen ourselves before we can strengthen the world, and by doing that, we will provide a safe place for other people by strengthening our military like we already do. Yeah, that's what I feel like.
Do you think we're strong enough, or do you think we need to be stronger?
I think we're strong enough already, but with what's going on in the world today, I feel like we could be stronger.
What's going on in the world today?
Well, like what's going on in Iran, you know, things are heating up over there.
Yeah.
We already deployed, it was like, what, I think I read it was like 5,000, something like that. Troops over there from the National Guard. But I feel like if we strengthen ourselves in like technology, and things like that, like the drones and the robots that go in and defuse the bombs, then we won't need to use as many people, and we could save more lives on our side with those technologies and advances.
Okay. Nathan, do you have anything more to say about what
Yeah, so I agree with what he says, except for I do believe that, like, if we talk about North Korea, one of the worries is the fight between us and North Korea, and that kind of brings fear. But if they decide to attack us right now, we can squash them in seconds. So I think just weaponry wise, we're fine. And I think the two things we can increase is having more personnel as well as alliances.
Okay. What do you said fear? So,
Yeah, so just, you know, everyone's scared of the idea of anyone attacking us. So with North Korea, there's the idea of the nuclear weapons testing that kind of scared many other countries as well as U.S.
Okay. Brady, do you have anything else, or just? Okay. Next question. Taxes are at a controversial subject throughout the country. Many hardworking individuals have to forfeit a large percentage of their income from every paycheck. Do you believe that taxes are too high, as many others seem to think? Nathan?
I think
it's Brady's.
So with taxes right now, so let's start off with the working class Americans who have to tax. So we understand that there's middle class, upper class, and then lower class in America. And the upper class people get taxed, but there's going to be rich. It's the middle class that gets kind of messed up with the taxes in a way. So right now, welfare is down 8 million since I think it was since Trump has been in office, and I plan to keep making that number go down on my presidency. But I feel like if we get less people off welfare, that'll obviously make the taxes go down. And if, like I said, we bring back foreign jobs that we lost, because since they're in China and other places like that, they don't have to pay taxes. But if we bring those kinds of jobs back, and like I read a statistic last year that Amazon didn't pay any taxes, we will make sure the big industries and companies pay their share of taxes like everybody else in the country. And when we bring back foreign jobs, they will pay their taxes, and that will overall lower everybody's taxes, like the working class, rich, low class, middle class, upper class. Everybody will have lower taxes because those big companies will be paying their share.
Nathan?
Yeah, so my take is, like you said, the middle class and lower class have more trouble with the taxes. So I think if we, right now it's closer to even between the three classes. I think top 2% should have more taxes because they are financially stable and are able to do so. And then lower those groups until they pass a line where they can produce more. So if we kind of flip it like that, where the higher income people get more taxes and lower, then we can come to a more like stable economic growth between people.
I think everybody should pay their fair share, because I don't think you should get punished by you being paid more. So let's say, if somebody works harder than another person, why do they have to be punished more? Because they get paid more. I think everybody should have the equal percentage, no matter if you get paid 30 grand or you get paid 10 million a year. It should be the same percentage for everybody. And you just pay your share of the percentage of your income.
And then my take on that is normally the groups that are working the hardest are the lower and middle classes. It's usually the place where they're born that kind of stops them. And the upper class people are already there. They don't have to work as hard financially trying to get food and everything. And then the take on the welfare is that if we lower welfare and lower taxes, ultimately welfare is a way for the lower and middle classes to guarantee that they have those, like healthcare and all those different things. So if we lower welfare, they will have to pay companies and corporate businesses the money anyways. So it wouldn't make much of a difference for those classes.
Yeah. Brady, you think?
I think I'm good.
Okay. It seems about a wrap. Do you guys have any last questions or last words you guys like to give us for us to want to cheer for you on more?
Always remember, finger licking good, be Follow 2020. Represent 513.
Anything?
Support climate change.
All right, that's a wrap. Good job, guys.
Let's go, yeah, make some noise, yeah!